Well, I was just those everyone probably should know. People should know by now. I was just taking a moment of silence. Now, the start of this year, we lost a couple of good actors, like well, the actors that I know of, like Miguel Ferrer, John Hurt. This one is as actor I grew up with most of the films, a lot of films, like especially from the '90s that I watched, and but which is kind of ironic, really enough, because which I'll say that yeah, this is another unexpected punch in the stomach for one, another one for me. I know that people already know by now, but the sad passing of Bill Paxton. Died at the age of 61. They said they had he was like complications of he was surgery, something like I think it was a heart or something. Then he had like a stroke and all that, and during surgery, and I don't know. It was complications during surgery he was having, and he died from it. I enjoyed Bill Paxton growing up, and just watching the films that he starred, and even when he had supporting roles, I enjoyed Bill Paxton. He was just one of those actors, it's just that he had to have like because everyone has like a unique type of style or something like that. It was just another something with Bill Paxton that I just enjoyed about him, and it just totally sucks. Actually, what I would not have found out if I would not have found out if my dad told me. And I was like, no, no. But of course, it's true. I just I know the thing is that you can expect the unexpected. I know all that, and that's just the way life is. I get all that, but it's just someone this is when it's something that you just enjoy watching, and just it just really sucks. It just is one. That's one of the actors like for me is just and it's pretty clear from one. I would say that Bill Paxton is like go like a list of like unexpected passings that I just was like most well, I'll say most harm to me, but I'm saying that just it was unexpected when I think that it reminds me of how unexpected like Robin Williams or Roddy Piper passed away. Those are the ones I just it was just heartbreaking to me. Yeah, it was unexpected like Roddy Piper or Robin Williams, but just Bill Paxton, I just couldn't believe that. When I expect the next one to go is to be Bill Paxton. Great actor. I just loved him growing up. Uh, but everyone knows that probably for the main roles he starred. And actually, well, one second here. I do have some film. I do have some films here just to show what films I enjoyed him in. And even especially from one of especially from his early roles like the Terminator, the beginning of the film, one of those punks saying, when Arnold first shows up and says, "Fuck you, asshole." And which we later find out later that Arnold used that same line when that guy is knocking on his door saying, "Oh, rent or whatever." Um, and of course, it was a thing that he would collab with director James Cameron, other films of his, which I know that I think they were really good friends. Bill Paxton, James Cameron, I guess he starred in this film, Terminator, then in '94, True Lies, and then one other one, which I have to get another one. Okay, hold on a second. And right here. This which this is the whole box of all 4 films, but I'm just holding because I would say one of my favorite roles for Bill Paxton is playing Private Hudson from Aliens. And especially, it's just, I don't know, it's just some of the I enjoy about Aliens, and because Aliens considered one of the best, not only considered one of the best sequels ever, but just one of the best films of all time, I would say, at least in my opinion. Love Aliens. And then, of course, ironically later, he was starred in this one. I would say is a very underrated sequel. I love this sequel to death, which he played the character Jerry. You know, he's like the funny cop, and he's like, hey, it's my specialty and all that. And he went out like a badass. You know, he keeps on shooting the Predator on that subway train, and then he gets like a machete. And he's like, come on, motherfucker, let's dance! Ah! Went out like a badass, even though costing getting his spine and skull ripped out. Yeah, which of course it's ironic because he would start in 2 sequels to a franchise that would become for Alien versus Predator. But James third was one with James Cameron, so Aliens, True Lies, The Terminator, and of course would later start and also with James Cameron in Titanic. The guy forget the guy's name though, just who was searching for that diamond that Kate Winslet was wearing. And other films, which this one I would say it was the first film he directed, and he did a great job directing this film. I enjoy this film. But he not only directed, but he starred in as well with Matthew McConaughey, Frailty. I thought it was a really good, not only a thriller, but I put this in the horror film, in the horror genre. That's why I put it in. Just has that vibe, not because of a thriller, but gives that atmosphere to it. And it's also produced by one of the producers, David Kirshner, who helped do the Chucky films. And also not only because of Bill Paxton, also Matthew McConaughey, also got Powers Booth in this as well. Bill Paxton, for the first film, he did a great job directing this film. And then even the next film, he directed with that golf film, which Shia LaBeouf called the greatest game ever played, which I have not seen though, but maybe we'll give it a watch because Bill Paxton directed it. Because he did a great job with this film, so eventually we'll give that a look. Then, once again, which that was 2001, Frailty. But the year before that, though, 2000, he starred with Matthew McConaughey in this film, which I like. U-571. The guy who directed the third Terminator film and Breakdown. Also starring Harvey Keitel and Jon Bon Jovi, really enough. But this film, it's a good one, I will say. U-571. Then, of course, I would say one of Ron Howard's best films, Apollo 13. I highly enjoy Apollo 13. Starring with Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton, as I said, him, Gary Sinise and Ed Harris. One of Ron Howard's best films. Probably a lot of people will say is one of his best films, Apollo 13. It was one of the popular space films from the 90s. Well, at the time, one of the best. But all those other roles, from Aliens, Apollo 13. There's one particular film which I reviewed twice last year for the 20th anniversary revisit review. I would say it's my all-time favorite film with Bill Paxton. As much as I love him in Aliens, I would say favorite role-wise, Aliens would be a very close second as Hudson. But this one I grew up the most watching with Bill Paxton, Twister. I love this film. I've already reviewed this film twice, but like I said, last year I did a revisit for its 20th anniversary movie review. You can check that out still. This is my favorite film with Bill Paxton. This is the one I watched the most growing up. With all the other ones, this is the one I watched the most with Bill Paxton. Love this film. Great film from the second best film with directed by Jan de Bont behind Speed. But Steven Spielberg helped produce it, and written by Michael Crichton and produced by Michael Crichton. Great, he was great in this film. Co-starring with Helen Hunt and also the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, Cary Elwes. Great effects. Still really great effects. It's not dated at all. I would say one of the best film. I would say it's the best film with tornadoes in it, because if it was sci-fi, it would be very, very shitty. But this is obviously the best film with tornadoes, because there's not many that film. I like Into the Storm. That was a film though from 2014, but this is the best one right here. And Bill Paxton. It's fun. It's just funny that there's some of the lines I liked with him. When they're driving from the tornado and it's picking up all these tractors and it's dropping, and Helen Hunt saying, "Debris, we got debris," and he's like, "Debris." Or when their house is rolling on the road, he's like, "Oh no, I think we're going in." I just love this film. I just enjoyed Bill Paxton a lot. It's the other ones I grew up with all the films that he starred in roles. This is a film I watched the most of them, and I just love this film. This is my favorite film with Bill Paxton. But him playing Hudson from Aliens, I love Aliens to death. Second favorite role with Bill Paxton. Probably I'll say my third favorite. I'll probably say Apollo 13, because I enjoy this film a lot. So, yeah. And there's other films I don't have though, but I want to pick them up though. One is another one that I had on old VHS, but no longer have it. He also starred in Mighty Joe Young, which I like. It was a huge flop though, but I liked it. He was also in Tombstone. I have Tombstone, but I just didn't feel like taking that one off. Where he played the brother to Wyatt Earp that Kurt Russell played. He was in Navy SEALs. He, of course, another role they plays also memorable, playing in Weird Science. How could I forget that? Where he was one of the was when we turned to the huge big pile of crap. I was like, "Oh, please turn me back." that was a funny film. I enjoy Weird Science. That's another one I have to pick up on DVD as well. So many films, so many choices you still have to get on, but still expanding the collection still. He was also in Near 87. After he did Aliens, he did Near Dark, which I haven't seen in forever, but I remember liking it. 2000, he also started Vertical Limit. I think I don't recall watching that film. Maybe it was yeah, I think I don't recall having one. About to pick that one up too. I know he was in Spy Kids 2 and 3. He was not the problem. It's just I'd never cared for the Spy Kids films at all. He was in other films from the 90s. He was in A Simple Plan, Traveler, other ones, Slipstream. Those are the films. I don't have every single one of his films, but I have to get some more of them. But in the 2000s, he just starred in Thunderbirds, which Thunderbirds I did not like. Him and Ben Kingsley, I did not care for Thunderbirds. Then in 2005, the one he directed was The Greatest Game Ever Played with Shia LaBeouf, which I've not seen. Haywire, I've heard the film, but I've heard terrible things about it, so I don't bother watching. But I think he has like a minor role in it, or supporting. Then he was in The Colony. I think that was one with Lawrence Fishburne. I can't remember, because I think I remember a long time ago I saw it and it was that forgettable. But I'm sure that's the one with Lawrence Fishburne. Then he was in Two Guns with Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg. But then he had a supporting role in a film that I really did enjoy, and that was with Tom Cruise, and that was Edge of Tomorrow. I love Edge of Tomorrow. That was a great film. He was in that he was the Major Sergeant. Farrell. I love Edge of Tomorrow. That was a great movie. Yeah, it's over there. I forgot to take that one out though, but still. Then he was in a little role in Nightcrawler. I have not seen Nightcrawler, but I've heard good things about it because I like Jake Gyllenhaal. and he was in this direct-to-video film called Term Life. I have the DVD. I never got around to watch it because it stars Vince Vaughn. It's like a thriller film that Vince Vaughn is like I think he's a cop, but he has to protect his daughter. And I think that Bill Paxton, I think also including Terrence Howard's in it. They're like dirty cops, I think. I haven't got around to watch, but I do have it though. But I got it because it intrigued me because of his cast, and even though it's a direct video film, like Vince Vaughn and a thriller film like that. So I'll have to get that a look though. But yeah, and then the last film that I did see a trailer to. I got kind of interested in it. It's called the last film he was doing. It comes out in April. Called The Circle. It stars Emma Watson, from Harry Potter, and Tom Hanks. I think that in the trailer, Bill Paxton plays Emma Watson's father. And when I saw the trailer, the little interest I picked of it, not because of that, but I think it's that Tom Hanks is like kind of like a bad guy in a way, because Emma Watson joins this thing. It's like an internet thing called The Circle, and like she's like being constantly watched from cameras in every angle, and Tom Hanks is watching. Even John Boyega from Star Wars: The Force Awakens as the character Finn, the stormtrooper, he's also in this as well. He was one of the good things that I liked with The Force Awakens was John Boyega. But I got my little interest because not only because I think because Tom Hanks is kind of like a bad guy. I don't think I've hardly seen him play like kind of a bad guy before, so that got my interest a little bit. And I'll see it. And now because now I know that this will be the last film for Bill Paxton, so I'll give it a look for that as well. But just the other films that I don't have yet, and but I'll have to get them just to give them watch because But all these films I just named, probably the ones that are most memorable for him that he starred in. And also I found this where I said he was close friends with James Cameron. I was looking up on where I get my go on the movie news, on vlogs and stuff like that, where a lot of times I look up on Cinema Blend, that site. And there was the one after that he said that James Cameron said something on about the death of Bill Paxton, so I'm just reading it right here. I think it's a pretty good what James Cameron said. So reading it says right here, it says I've been reeling from his from the past half hour, trying to wrap my mind and heart around it. Bill leaves such a void. He and I were close friends for 36 years. Yeah, they were. So they were close friends since we met on a set of a Roger Corman ultra low budget film. And he came into work on set, and I slapped a paintbrush in his hand and pointed to a wall and saying, "Paint that." We quickly recognized the creative spark in each other and became fast friends. We followed what was 36 years of making films together, helping to develop each other's projects, going scuba diving trips together, watching each other's kids growing up, and even diving the Titanic wreck together in Russian subs. It was a friendship of laughter, adventure, love of cinema, a mutual respect. Bill wrote beautiful, heartfelt, and thoughtful letters, and I can't pronounce the word. Algorithm. I can't pronounce that word. In this age of digital shorthand, he took good care of his relationships with people, always caring and present for others. He was a good man, a great actor, and a creative dynamo. I hope that the Guardian of I can't pronounce the word either. Den of Oscar night, people will take a moment to remember this wonderful man. Not just for all hours of joy he brought to us, but his vivid screen presence, but for a great human that he was. So yeah, and I can see the presence on the screen because like I said, just the way because every person has a unique style when they're on screen. There was something about Bill Paxton. He was like there was like there's has which is the way he did in the films, and it did seem like he was a very nice guy and caring guy because I said that he had to say that he was like married for like 30 years and he has 2 kids, and I give my sincere condolences for his family and all that. And blessed him just spending time with James Cameron together, doing all of the fun stuff they said, and what James Cameron described about with Bill Paxton. I can really uh, understand that. It just sucks, This way, so the good. It's always the good, the nice, the good-hearted and kind people that has to go and all that. It just totally sucks. So, but and even for the television work that he did, he was I'm also saw he was in Hatfields McCoy, which I have the miniseries. Him with I thought he was really good in it with as McCoy, and Hatfield played by Kevin Costner. I think I like the miniseries. People say it's like a slow miniseries, but I like it. Especially got 2 good leads like Kevin Costner and Bill Paxton in it. And then he was also in episodes of Agents of Shield, which his character he was supposed to be like on the side with um Coulson, Agent Coulson, but then it turns out he's a turncoat. He was actually a member of Hydra. And out of the last for a TV show he's been doing was Training Day, which was based on the 2001 movie with Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. He's the lead star in it, and they said that he completed all the episodes just before he passed. So if it ends up all in one season with him in it, though, I don't think sure they're not gonna do another season after that. Training Day after you watch again though, but for Bill Paxton, I'll give the show a look, see how he does in the last of it, And it's kind of funny because the last thing that, well, also after the show was completed before the person died, which was the Beast, and that was Patrick Swayze. He completed that show before he passed, and that series ended because of that. And I miss Patrick Swayze a lot too. It's just the way how seeing the show, just how the way he looked, I could tell he was not all right there because I think he was a smoker, and just how the way he looked, I could tell he was the way he looked. I could tell he was not the way right, and that totally sucks for Pat because I liked Patrick Swayze a lot. So I feel like the same. Well, I'm sure. Bill Paxton, not the age difference though, but I'm saying to complete a series before they passed. That was Patrick Swayze for that show, The Beast. And the same thing for Bill Paxton. And it just totally sucks. So yeah, all these films that I say, I just will even the ones I don't have and mention, they'll remain in great memory of him. And there are films those I just show. I'll probably have in a review, but I'll give them a review. This is the franchise and Aliens, and the Terminator films. I'll review those, and Predator as well. I just have a lot going on. I'll get to them eventually. So, but I will get to them. But I just have a lot going on. I just have to do some things at a time. So, but after this though, I will get to the winners of the Razzies that will be uploaded next. But I just want to give it's much more longer of this than I usually do because I love Bill Paxton and I just want to give it much more longer than I usually do for the actors who have passed away videos that I usually do. I mean, we lost Miguel Ferrer, we lost John Hurt, which is kind of ironic. What I said at the beginning is that John Hurt and Bill Paxton they were stars in the Alien franchise. John Hurt was in the first film, and now Bill Paxton in the second one. So we lost another member of the Alien franchise. It's kind of another thing I kind of find weird and ironic. Last year, the director of forgot the guy's name of See No Evil, Hear No Evil with Gene Wilder, and then sometime shortly after that, Gene Wilder passed away. So the director of a film that Gene Wilder starred in, shortly after that, Gene Wilder passed away. And I know that the same with Carrie Fisher at the end of the year, and then shortly after her mother passed. But it's just saying, like this year we lost a star in the first Alien. Now the star of a second Alien film passed away. I just kind of find that weird of those type of scenarios. But yeah, so I'll end it here. I don't want to go too long on this, but as I said, all these other films will remain in his memory. I will always forever miss Bill Paxton. He's one that I rank up with the loss of with Robin Williams and Roddy Piper, other ones that I just really miss, and it just totally sucks. That was like another unexpected punch in the stomach for me that just shocked me. So I know, but I know it was a big shock for everybody. But I would just say, just a little teary-eyed right there. But still, that's just how much I like Bill Paxton. It just saddens me. But anyway, I'll stop here. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go burst out. But anyway, the next video I'll be uploading is the winners of the Razzies, just to continue. I was gonna do that first, but until this I heard about it, I'm gonna do that. So that'll be uploaded next. So once again, rest in peace, Bill Paxton. Always films he started in. Great actor, great guy. Always remember, films of viewers will always remain in memory, especially mine as well. And then it just totally sucks overall. But I know it'll be the same for anybody who pass away. I know that though, but still, that's the way life is. And I get all that. But anyway, I'll stop here now. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video of the winners of the Razzies, and once again, rest in peace, Bill Paxton. You'll be truly missed, but you will never be forgotten. Later.